Welcome to day 2 of the USA Ultimate Club Championships 2012 here in sunny, breezy Sarasota, Florida. We've got a first round power pool matchup between San Francisco Fury, defending national champions, and Chicago's Nemesis. I'm Kyle Weisbrod here with Topher Davis from NGN. We are live streaming through Elemental Technologies. So Topher, tell us a little about these two teams.
Well, like you said, we have returning national champions Fury, who's been on a 8-year winning streak, something ridiculous like that. And they're taking on Chicago Nemesis. Chicago Nemesis doing a great job this weekend, breaking seed in their pool to get into this upper power pool, almost taking their pool. 1 universe point loss away from being the #1 seed out of Pool C. Both teams coached by legendary players. Chicago Nemesis coached by Ron Kubalanza, and Fury, of course, by the mastermind of women's ultimate, Maddie Zhang.
Two very different teams here. I mean, Fury, everyone knows the history of Fury. 6 consecutive titles here at the club championships. Lots of depths, lots of names that people know, like Alex Snyder, who's going to be anchoring their offense. On the other side, Nemesis is a bit of an unknown to a lot of teams. Not a lot of folks know who they are. Keep an eye out for Kelly Johnson. Their handler is going to be really quick throw and go movement. She is the base of the Nemesis offense here. They run a very tight handler line, 7 to 9 players always on those offensive lines, and they rotate a little more through the defense.
Yeah, and like you said, everyone knows about Fury, and talking to Coach Ron Kubalanza before the game, I was asking him what is he going to do against a team that is so well covered, so well known, and he says he just wants his team to play their game. Classic strategy. As long as you can stay focused on yourselves, it doesn't matter who your opponent is, and they're hoping that that sort of consistency and mindset is going to take them into an upset win here in power pools.
So as we see the teams take the line, Nemesis in black. They'll be pulling here from the downwind end zone. The wind is picked up significantly here. Definitely heavier than it was yesterday at this time. Fury in blue receiving. Another thing to keep an eye on, Fury lost one of their key players, Emily Damon, yesterday to a torn ACL. She tore ACL in the very first game. Emily Damon, according to Maddie Zhang, is their most complete player. She's the anchor of their offense, and she helps run their resets correctly. So Maddie said they're really working on their reset movement. They're rotating through their handlers. They've got 6 other handlers out there to improve their handler movement. They struggled with it yesterday. So keep an eye on Fury's handler offense. Alex Snyder with the disc. Nemesis starts out in a man-to-man defense. And a turnover right away. Oh, great catch.
Nice save on the sideline, getting past the reset, but very heads up downfield. Fury still with possession in their first offensive point.
That's Maggie Rudin with the disc. She had the the possession saving catch earlier. Rudin out of Sonoma State. Swings around to Snyder. And Snyder to the end zone. And Fury on the board first to Christy Bowen. Fury up 1-0.
Yeah, you might be able to hear the wind breezing through our microphones. It's another one of those windy mornings here in Sarasota, and it carried that one disc on the swing, but for the most part, Fury looks very good and comfortable in a strong wind. A bit of a crosswind today, so we won't have as much of an upwind-downwind battle. Oh, excuse me, it is coming right towards us in the booth. So we'll see how Nemesis's offense does in this downwind situation.
So 1-0, Fury with the lead here. A clean first possession from Fury. Alex Snyder with the disc. Snyder with the pull, solid pull. Just past midfield.
Offsides is called. Offsides on Fury. They're going to take a second pull at this. So for ultimate, offsides is the same as you would expect in football when the players cross the end zone line before the disc goes up. It is a violation. On the second offsides penalty, then the offensive team or defensive team, because you can't have offensive offsides, will get a yardage penalty. On the first one, though, it's just a repull.
So just past midfield. Fury comes down man to man.
It's Kelly Johnson, who just threw the disc upfield, right through the hands of Katie Delara.
So Delora can't hold on to it. Now Fury gets an opportunity going upwind. This is definitely the tougher angle. Nice movement from Fury.
Bowen with the disc on the sideline. Fury using the whole field, but then dropping it down near their end zone. Nemesis will have to go a full 65 yards.
So Kelly Johnson to pick up the disc. Nice break to Delora. Down the middle. That's Christine Doobie. And here's a shot to the end zone. Easily pulled in by Julia Sherwood. Sorry, that was Cree Howard with the block. Snyder out to Howard. Back to Snyder. Snyder with a nice up move and a shot to the end zone, but just out of reach.
Snyder was looking to hit Christy Bowen going up line. I don't think Bowen saw that the pass was coming out. She might have been able to make a better adjustment on it.
So both teams playing man-to-man defense so far in this game. Margalit Gould with the disc. Gould up line. Kelly Johnson. And just out of reach of a receiver. Lizzie Shield unable to come up with it. And Snyder marked by Delora. Sherwood tries the dish. Incomplete.
Nemesis in great field position, less than half the field to go. Unable to capitalize as that disc flies past Lizzie Shield.
So that's 2 turnovers now on upline downwind cuts for Nemesis. They're just throwing a little too far. That's a tough throw. You got to put a lot of touch on it, and the wind is really pushing it faster. And Fury gives it back again. You know, Nemesis continuing to get this back. Another downwind turnover for them. They cannot continue to give Fury these upwind opportunities. They need to be able to be more efficient downwind, or eventually Fury's going to punch one in upwind. Alex Snyder walking to pick up the disc. marked by Kay Delore. Interesting matchup here. These two actually played with each other a number of years back on Colorado's Rare Air. Genevieve LaRoche back to Snyder. Up to Cree Howard. Howard looking long, going down the line to Sherwood. Well placed throw. Looking for Snyder.
Good job switching the whole field there by Fury.
Good patience. And Snyder with a shot to the end zone. And Fury with the upwind break to LaRoche.
And before Alex Snyder into the end zone. There's the fine zone view of LaRoche for the Fury score.
So Fury with the upwind break, up 2-0 here early.
Fury 2,
Nemesis had plenty of opportunities on this point, many possessions. But then Fury showing very disciplined offense, going upwind, using both sides of the field to work it in.
Yeah, Fury did a good job on those first couple of possessions. They made it all the way upfield and forced Nemesis to go a long way. When Nemesis got the disc less than half field, they weren't able to capitalize. And in a type of windy game like this, when you have those short field possessions, that's when you really need to punish the team. If they're able to take it all the way upfield on you, even if you get the disc back, you're just making it harder and harder for yourself. So now Chicago offense facing an upwind point. Kayla Jorgensen set to pull.
Shield receives. Centers up to Johnson. Nice low throw, good release. An incomplete pass from Nemesis. Sun with the shot. And a beautiful put to Dara Clancy for the goal. So Fury easily able to capitalize on that downwind turnover. Sun with a beautiful little forehand there. Bends that around the defender, and Clancy able to just clap catch that one in. 3-0 Fury.
And after 2 breaks, Chicago Nemesis is going to take a timeout. We're going to show you how both of these teams got into our power pools. The power pool of E is Fury, Scandal, Nemesis, and Brute Squad. Fury and Brute Squad coming from the regular pool A. The 2 top finishers go on to power pool E, and since they already have a game, that crosses over into the power pool, so they're both going to play 2 games today against the power pool, or the regular pool C winners. And the top 2 finishers there, of course, Nemesis finished number 2 in pool C. Scandal from Washington, D.C., getting the number 1 seed. And Nemesis breaking seed over Capitals and almost breaking seed over Scandal. They had a double game point loss against Scandal. And as they were telling me before the game, in their double game point loss against Scandal, they had the disc on the goal line on that golden goal opportunity, but unable to punch it in. So good showing from the 11 seed overall, able to break seed, and they're playing a tough game against Fury, but I'm sure they're very happy with how they finished.
That last score for Fury. Nancy Sun into the end zone for Dara Clancy. Fury 3, Nemesis 0.
So 3-0 Fury here off of the Nemesis timeout. Fury putting out a very similar line to what they put out last point. Jorgensen and Sun anchoring it. wind is picking up, so Fury working upwind. Jorgensen with the pull. A short pull. This one lands before midfield and rolls back some. Nemesis in a side stack. Really struggling with those downwind throws here early. That was Val Nye, intended receiver. And Nazarov picks up the disc. Nice break around to Jorgensen. Nazarov with a huge grab. Foul call on the throw.
I don't think Nazarov was the intended receiver there, and it looked like it was going to get D'd on the undercut. She just put her body on the line and saved the possession of that disc.
Liz Penny with it. Back to Casey, Lauren Casey. Inside out to Nazarov.
Chicago less than half the field to go. Of course, they had a similar position on the pole, but threw it away. Let's see if they're going to be more patient and try to hit some more sure passes.
Look at the reset. Not a lot of spin on that disc. And unable to come up with it. Kelly Johnson, so now Fury has another shot, and they're working upwind. Kayla Jorgensen, across to Sun. Intended receiver there, Nazarov, unable to connect.
Kelly Johnson getting her second D of that point to keep Nemesis's chances alive.
And Nemesis takes another deep shot. Again, far out of reach, but I think in this situation that was probably a good choice given how much yardage they had to cover.
The deep shots from less than half the field, I'm not sure if their team and their coach was really hoping to get those, but when you just need to get the field position and hopefully force a short field turnover, like they did. Nemesis now less than 25 yards to the goal line. It looks like they're setting up in a vertical stack, a red zone offense.
Kelly Johnson, marked by Penny. Back, this will give and go. Shot to the end zone. Again, the wind pushes that one down. Intended receiver, Rindfleisch. So Nazarov to pick the disc up. Penny. Nazarov. Jorgensen on the sideline. Nazarov going up line, brings it back. Across to Sun. Sun with the IO. But just out of reach of Castle Sinicrope. So Nemesis again working downwind. Nice movement here. Rindfleisch with the disc. Margalit Gould to Delora, to Shield. Kelly Johnson breaks free, and Johnson goes IO, but into the waiting hands of number 42, Dara Clancy. And now Casey with the disc. Nazarov. Penny. Penny with the IO. Sinicrope. Back to Penny. Incomplete pass all the way back up to Fury's defending goal line. You know, you look at this Fury roster and the lineup, and they just have such depth of skills on this team. You know, they're really balanced out here. On Nemesis on the other side, they only have 3 or 4 players that they're running almost everything through, and those players are having to play every point so far in this game. Delora. Kelly Johnson. Gould with the disc. Back to Johnson. And Shield bids, but not able to pull it in. Casey with it. Jorgensen wide open, lots of space. Looks like there's a pick call.
Play is stopped. It might be going back to a foul on the turnover from Kelly Johnson's throw. It is. She is getting the disc back. Observers bringing it in, so it is a contested foul.
This is Liz Penny on the mark. Observer rules it is a foul. And that shot's over the head, out of the reach of the receiver. So Fury getting another shot here, going upwind. Sun marked by Delora. Back to Casey. Sun. Across the field to Sinacro. To Nazarov. Good movement from Fury. All these players are confident throwers. They're able to move the disc pretty quickly, so it doesn't stop. But this one from Sinacro way up in the air. Penny reads it. Nazarov gets low for that throw. Nemesis struggling to contain, and here's a shot to the end zone. And a catch. And the goal. That's Liz Penny hauling that one in.
The assist from Kayla Jorgensen going up the backhand sideline. And Fury in a long point, able to punch it in. Yeah, Kyle, in that point you're talking about the depth of Fury and how Nemesis is going to have to rely on some of their top players. One thing that the coach was talking to us before the game that is going to be very important for the Nemesis team to focus on is being patient and trying to stay in control of this game. We saw some of the turns on the goal line that they were just trying to rush in for a goal, and I know that it's difficult as a player when you think your team's relying on you. You want to take the quick shots and score it quickly, but this is going to be a real mental battle for the top players on the team. And now we see that Nemesis has changed up their lineup, putting in a few more D players and giving their top team a nice rest on the sideline.
Well, I think what you really see is the difference in the way the disc moves between these two teams, right? Fury is catching it, they're pivoting, they're often hitting their first look on a throw. And with Nemesis, you get 1 or 2 passes like that, and then one of the players catches the disc who doesn't have quite as much confidence in their throws. And so all the movement of their offense stops, right? And everyone on Fury gets to catch up and play defense. They get set up again. You know, and that was their starting O-line. And now they're putting a D-line out with not as many disc skills. So on their heels early, 4-0, Fury with the lead. Going upwind, Nemesis. It's Leanne King with the disc. Nice low throw, but unable to hold on to it is Julia Weinert. So Fury right on the goal line. Quick break mark throw. That's Christy Bowen with the catch. So Fury capitalizing very quickly on that one. Yeah. Not a very long break for that Nemesis O-line.
No, on that downwind field, had a tough time getting it upfield, and then a nice lefty backhand break by Ness Ferrardo.
So Fury able to rotate through their depth. You know, this team has continued to attract these top players from these top programs on the West Coast. I mean, the West Coast has won college nationals for every year since 2001. And they're picking up these players from Stanford, from UC Berkeley, from Sonoma State, from UC Santa Barbara, from UC San Diego.
A few Oregon players, go Ducks.
Oregon.
Julius Sherwood on the line.
And despite having a significant amount of turnover in some of those years, Fury's maintained this dominance. I think a lot of these folks, they want to play with Matty. I think Matty is, you know, he's well renowned as the best coach in the women's game, and possibly in the game as a whole. And I think players are attracted there because they know that they get to play on the special team, the special program. Here's a shot from Nemesis, and Nemesis gets on the board. It's Lori Ike with the goal.
Nemesis gets on the board. Carol Lee into the end zone.
I believe Laura Moore had the assist. Nope. I would be mistaken. That was Carol Lee. Sending the flick downwind. Getting their first offensive goal on the downwind point.
So Nemesis stops the bleeding, at least temporarily here, able to get on the board. And now they've got their work cut out for them. To get back in this game, they're going to need at least 2 of these upwind breaks.
Yeah, those upwind breaks are going to be difficult, but I think that their offense, after having some time to collect, is going to perform a lot better the next point on that downwind side. Defense hoping to make something work here.
So Megan Tomey with the disc for the pull.
Legal football for Nemesis.
Blady pull. Good distance and rolls out of bounds. That's a very solid pull considering these conditions. Sherwood checking in for Fury. Snyder. Snyder going across the field. Back to Snyder. Nice through the middle. Fajardo. Fajardo downfield. Sherwood just outside the goal line. Snyder.
Play had stopped temporarily because players thought there was a foul called. I don't think the count stopped at all.
And Snyder with some good movement, breaks the mark. Was that Nemesis calling that just down? So we're going to get an observer ruling. The observer immediately rules that it's up, and it's a goal. Fajardo with the goal. Snyder with the assist. So Fury, first possession, works it in downwind for a 6-1 lead.
Yeah, close catch. We're going to get a better angle on it up here. Clearly up, great play as the wind was just pushing that thing straight into the ground.
So interesting matchup on that last point. You saw number 20 for Nemesis, Amelia Garcia, matching up on Alex Snyder. Amelia Garcia, a young player for this Nemesis squad, but very tall and very athletic. Kubalanza was saying that he expects her to want to be one of the best players in the women's game in the next couple of years. But I think the idea there is putting on a very big mark on Alex Snyder and make it difficult for her to throw those downfield breaks. But Snyder's still able to control that offense.
A timeout called by Fury here. Probably wanting to focus on this upwind break. And when they take a break, we're going to take a quick break too. Be sure to stay tuned for the coverage here at Club Nationals by NGN.
Welcome back to our coverage of the 2012 USA Ultimate Club Championships, where 6-time defending champions Fury are up 6-1 over Chicago Nemesis. Fury just off the timeout, and here's the pull.
Good pull about half field, plenty of float. Fury's already set up when the disc is picked up.
Delora with the disc. Next downfield. Doobie.
Nemesis just outside the goal line, and this is the place where their patience really has to show through.
Johnson tries the forehand around break to Delora, but again, the wind just pushes that out of reach. So Fury working upwind the full 70. Nancy Sun. And Kelly Johnson gets it back.
Great D, maybe 15 yards outside the end zone. Nemesis is already getting into their vertical stack. Red zone offense.
Downfield to Gould. Gould looking for the end zone. To Shield. Looks like there's a pick call. Nazarov calling the pick.
Two Nemesis players there. Johnson getting the disc. And she goes around on that flick break again and goes over everyone. Caught by Christine Doobie. And Nemesis takes it to 2.
So Nemesis taking down one part of the equation, which is scoring on their downwind points. That's 2 consecutive downwind points they managed to score on. The next piece, obviously, is creating those turnovers on Fury and then getting them upwind. That's the much harder piece.
Very difficult, but it could be temporary. The wind sounds like it's dying down a little bit.
So you see Kubalanza talking to his D-line. Talking to his O-line, excuse me.
If you remember. It's not that big of a deal. Are you still on me, though?
Lori Ike with the pull. Nice pull. Nazarov in the middle. Nazarov with a shot deep. Beautiful throw. Caught by number 21. That's Claire Sharman with the goal for Fury. And Fury making quick work of that downwind point, 7-2.
Yeah, the throw there comes almost without any hesitation. Just turns around. Claire Sharman, first-year player on this Fury team, but very, very speedy. And Nazarov, as she gets it, turns around. I assume that she knew that her receiver was there. She could also have been going for the field position. But a good shot. And Fury 1 point away from taking this game into halftime. Not surprisingly, Alex Snyder is in on this D-line. Sure, Matty Zhang wanted to make the adjustment where he could get some of his strong throwers onto the field for an upwind point.
So Cree Howard with a great pull, gets down to the far brick mark. Nice break to Shield. Kay Delora wide open in the middle. Florida Johnson. Marguerite Gould working downfield. Gould to Doobie. Doobie right on the goal line. Nice break to Johnson. Johnson around to Shield. Nemesis showing some great movement here on this downwind point. A little over the top to Johnson. Oh, and Johnson tries to go with an inside-out backhand, just not the right choice on that throw to Doobie. So Fajardo picks up the disc. I'm not sure what Fajardo was trying to do there, but somehow it ended up in the hands of Sherwood. Travel call by DeLauro on Sherwood. This one's going to be coming back. So observer rules, it was a travel. This one's coming back. Sherwood has a very quick release on her foot, and she often gets called for travels. You see this a lot in her game. I remember watching her play for Oregon. She's often trying to throw and go, and so it's kind of bang, bang, and sometimes she is traveling. Here's Snyder with the disc. Nice movement. Here's Howard with a shot.
That disc flies beautifully. Into the hands of
it's Alicia Dansker with the goal. So Fury upwind break for half, taking us to 8-2. Here in pool play action, power pool play action here at the 2012 USA Ultimate Club Championships. Encoding by Elemental Technologies, this is NGN. We'll be taking a break. We'll be on a different stream for the second half, but be sure to come and find us. Welcome back to Sarasota, Florida, and the NGN's coverage of the 2012 USA Ultimate Club Championships, encoding by Elemental Technologies. We've got Fury and Nemesis. Fury up 8-2 at half. They'll be pulling here. But we're going to take a moment for Topher Davis to talk us through some of the open scores going on other fields right now.
Yeah, looking in open pool play, Power Pool E has Ironside taking on Goat. Ironside currently up 7-4. Sockeye taking on Rhino, two Northwest regional rivals. Sockeye up 7-2. Revolver and Johnny Bravo in a close game, 7-6. And Double Wide takes half on Ring of Fire, 8-5.
And next round, our coverage will be Double Wide and Revolver in the Power Pool. Both teams undefeated going into this round, so definitely stay tuned and watch that action as well. Here we have Nemesis working on offense out of half. Gould with the disc to Johnson. And Johnson to Delore for the score. First possession of the point. Nemesis works it in, 8-3.
Great patience by Nemesis. I'm sure they had a long talk during halftime about the importance of punching in those downwind offensive points. Coming out looking strong, no turnovers. And we see Kelly Johnson. She's been taking over the game all day today on defense and with her throws.
For those of you just joining, very windy out here. Primarily an upwind, downwind game. Nemesis now pulling, going upwind. Fury up 8-3. Lori Ike from Nemesis with the pull.
Good pull all the way down to the brick. And we see a zone look from Nemesis defense.
Fajardo out to Liz Penny. Out wide.
Nemesis transitioning into man.
Easy movement there. Penny with the goal. Assist from Doriani.
No trouble from Fury working through the zone. One pass from Alex Snyder to break it through the cup, and then from that point, it's just off to the races.
Excuse me, assist there from Narayan.
Junior Ryan into the end zone. Directly finds the Spanish for the Fury score. Fury 9, Nemesis 3.
Some more women's updates from our power pools. And the other power pool and power pool E, the game going on is Scandal from DC taking on Brute Squad. That is a close game with Scandal up 4-3. And Showdown from Texas is taking on a regional rival, Molly Brown from Colorado. Molly Brown currently up 4-2. No scores from the Riot Traffic game. Another regional matchup. Traffic from Vancouver, Riot out of Seattle. And back at our coverage, Cree Howard with the pull.
Kelly Johnson. Fury in a man-to-man with some sagging in the lanes here, making it difficult to go through the middle, forcing those dumps. Here's a disc over the top. Through the hands of Jessica Bearden, and so Fury has the disc. Nazarov. Looks like this disc is coming back. Travel called. One thing to take a note of, Fury was issued a TMF in the first half by the observers for rushing the field prior to the observers ruling it a goal. Two observers on the game today, Hank Carey and Kate Williamson in orange, keeping the game moving. And Nancy Sun, inside out flick, unable to complete it to Daryani. Sarah Miller over to Kelly Johnson. Kelly Johnson out to the sideline. And Johnson unable to hold on to that reset from Gail Reich. Nice break mark throw. And Fury on the upwind board. Kelly Johnson with the bid. But just great movement. And those break mark throws.
Cree Howard gets the goal. I believe that's Christy Bowen with the assist. And one thing I've noticed, Fury has been doing a very good job of working the backhand side on their upwinds.
It's Maggie Rudin pulling it down. Oh, sorry, there's Cree Howard.
Nemesis now in the situation, going upwind on offense. They've been unsuccessful so far in this game to score a point upwind. And Fury's adjustment in that last point, sagging a little bit in the lane. I wonder if we'll see another zone look from their defense. Their man-to-man has been successful, but this could be one of those times where you try out some different looks, maybe to get some practice for later in the tournament. Alex Snyder set to pull.
Nice pull. Brought down by King. King centers it up to Tormey. And Fury in a junk, looks like sort of clamorous. They're picking up players as they come in.
Huge confusion around the disc.
It's interesting. So it looks like they're man-to-man here with Liz Penny on number 9, Leanne King. They got 2 points and then 2 people in the middle who are often turning around, it looks like, to pick up players, and then 2 players who are playing kind of a wing deep area. It's a very packed-in look. Let's take a look at what happened here. Looks like King came in right into the thrower and brought Liz Penny in.
Not exactly sure what the ruling is. King sets up, back even. Play resumes.
So it looks like lots of changing and switching here from this Fury defense. Nemesis handling it well, moving the disc.
Count getting high, able to get the dump off.
This is a very dynamic look here from Fury. You can see players who were guarding people before, switching off, guarding zones, becoming the mark. This is a hanging disc. Nemesis is able to come down with that. Kristen Turner to the middle to Hadel. Out wide to Tormey. Nemesis doing a good job being very patient through this look, finding their open receivers. Bobbled, but able to come down with that is Weiner.
A lot of horizontal movement from Nemesis. They're keeping possession and they're getting a few yards upfield at a time. As you see there, they might take a backfield throw just to get the reset. Oh, and what a shot. King gets it all the way across the field to Moore. Very impressed by the way that Nemesis has been able to keep possession and really be confident with their throws. And in those short throws, but trying to force it through. Alex Snyder gets a good read on it and gets the disc for Fury.
Shmi with a shot to Liz Penny and perfect in stride for the goal.
Leanne King is there, almost gets a piece of it. But that finds Liz Penny in the end zone.
So Nemesis showing remarkable patience, able to work it up 40 yards there. One quick turnover, and Fury is off to the races. Ryan with the shot, just a beauty to Liz Penny.
Yeah, good throw, and again, it's not something where Liz Penny was incredibly wide open or is the best throw look, but with the wind at their back and probably recognizing how patient Nemesis was, they didn't want to give them a chance to get the disc at a short field. If they're going to turn it over, they're going to make that Nemesis offense go the full 70 yards.
The one thing that Fury has been doing with their downwind throws, though, that I think is very different than Nemesis, is they're just making them catchable, right? I think that they're reading the wind well enough, and they're putting a little bit of touch on it, and you don't have to throw it really hard downwind because the wind is going to do a lot of work. So Fury now up 11-3 here on Nemesis. Here's the pull from Nikki Bloom. Fury comes back down with a man-to-man. And Nemesis with a turnover. Casey with the disc. Casey finds Nazarov across to Sun. Sun all the way across the field. Claire Sharman. Oh, and a miscommunication on the reset there is going to give Nemesis a short field to work with. Shield picks it up. Looking for her reset. High stall count. Shield tries to go up top. Pulled down by Jorgensen. And Fury now off to the races. Fury really good at taking advantage here of transitions. Getting a lot of movement. And nice poach block. Doobie steps out in the lane to get that one back for Nemesis. Shield, nice hands. Kane down to Doobie. Doobie right outside the end zone. And a turnover on the reset. Nancy Sun takes off before deciding to come back. So Nazarov to Sun. Clancy with a shot downfield. Jorgensen stepping in. And Jorgensen with an IO flick, nice, lays it out in front of her receiver. And up top, 12-3.
That's Claire Sharman with the goal.
That was a beautiful upwind throw, though, from Jorgensen.
A lot of confidence throwing that straight up wind. And it just sits flat.
So Jorgensen picking up the trash here and then just turning, sees Sharman and this IO flick to a tight window there and just lays out in front of Sharman. Sharman goes up strong to get it. Nice hands.
The two players that in the college game, they're large rivals, Claire Sharman from the University of Oregon and Kayla Jorgensen from University of Santa Barbara, burning skirts in Oregon during Oregon's big run in 2009 and 2010, always going against Santa Barbara in big games. Now two-star players sharing the field on this Fury team.
So Fury on their way to a blowout here, up 12-3. With the pull out of bounds. Sarah Miller to pick the disc up. Fury again in his zone. This one looks a little more static off the bat. Four-person cup. Some movement from the mark, though. An incomplete swing. So Fury right outside the end zone. Ryan to pick up the disc. Nice D by Kelly Johnson. Intended receiver Claire Desmond. Fury sets up their zone again. Fossbender on the sideline. Desmond turns it around, forces her towards the flick side of the field. That's a lefty backhand. So it's a trap zone here. It's a tough situation, high stall count, and Desmond gets a piece of it. But number 77 able to come down, that's Sarah Miller. And this time Lauren Casey gets into it and gets the block for Fury. Jorgensen. And Jorgensen to Narayan for the goal. So Fury, another downwinder, 13-3. So Fury showing a couple of different zone looks here in the second half. I wouldn't be surprised to see these out. It's supposed to be windy all weekend long, so we could see these in future rounds for Fury.
Narayan pulls it in for the Fury score. Fury 13, Nemesis 3.
Looks like Nemesis takes the timeout.
Adjust when we see the clouds come in, even for a second.
And on their timeout, we're going to go on a quick break. Stay tuned to the Next Gen Network for the conclusion here in Power Pool E.
Welcome back to our coverage of USA Ultimate Club Championships here in Sarasota. We are here for the conclusion of first round Friday action here in the Power Pools between Fury, San Francisco, and Nemesis from Chicago. Fury with command of this game, up 13-3 in these windy conditions, but playing very clean. Sometimes it looks like the wind only affects one team out here on this field. Here's the pull from Nikki Bloom.
Sails out of bounds. It looked like a great pull at the start, though. Plenty of height. It looks like it was going to get some good distance, but the wind picks it up. And Nemesis, about half the field to go. Johnson on the sideline. Upfield to Moore. Moore gets it in the middle of the Johnson. Shio looking back. And Johnson goes upfield to Moore. Moore just outside the end zone, no mark. And able to flip it right in front of Val Nye. Quick offensive point. It doesn't look like it's going to have much effect on the total outcome of the game. But I'm sure this is a time for Nemesis not to give up on their offense and to really work to improve as they still have a game to go into Power Pools. I would like to get that bye into their quarterfinals round as they will take on Brute Squad.
And that's definitely what they're playing for at this point. You know, this game's out of reach, but making those adjustments and figuring that stuff out now instead of in the first couple of points of that Brute Squad game, which is a critical game for them for so many reasons. To avoid the Power Pool game, to get into the Elite Flight next year. Those are both big reasons for them that make that game significantly more important at this point than this Fury game. Fury, for their part, must be really satisfied with this game. It looks like, you know, I know Matty was saying that the team had struggled yesterday with their resets and they were trying to figure out their handler movement. Looks like their handler movement has been really solid in this game for the most part, and everyone's stepping up and playing their roles well, despite the absence of Emily Damon. So King with the pull here for Nemesis. And Nemesis comes down man to man. Snyder with it.
Big isolated center lane. Takes a swing. Immediate shot, disc floats.
So Ryan with the shot. So Genevieve LaRoche. LaRoche with a really good read on that one. I mean, it was a tough read given the wind. Almost came down with it. She was there too with Dariani. Here's a defensive opportunity for Nemesis. King with the IO break. That one doesn't hold its edge, and that's out of bounds.
Foul called on the throw.
Foul called on the throw.
Fardo drops it on the goal line, but it's going to go back to Lauren Casey.
Lauren Casey gets the disc back uncontested. Down 0.
Casey breaks to Snyder. Snyder all the way across the field to Dariani. Dariani unable to come up with it. Nice bid. LaRoche on the mark. Nemesis with the disc.
Again, for Nemesis to be looking towards the next round, this is a good opportunity to work on their upwind points. Tough throw, though, as Alex Snyder picks it up off the tip pass. Great inside-out flick break by Snyder. hitting Dariani. Fury now 1 point away from finishing off this game and being undefeated.
Snyder showing off her great throws there with that nice IO break to Dariani for the goal. Fury rolling 14-4. Kubelanza's got his work cut out for him. I mean, you know, while the next game is the more important one, it is hard to come back from a game that like this, somewhat demoralizing, to feel like you're unable to score upwind, even going down when you struggle. You know, a lot of it's not necessarily the technical adjustments they need to make, but the mental adjustments to be like, we can play in this next game. We can play with Brute Squad. And we saw Brute Squad on this field yesterday, and Brute Squad struggled in the wind as well. They're going to give Nemesis a lot more opportunities than Fury's been giving them.
Yeah, one thing it's important to remember for Nemesis is when you're playing a team like Fury, it's not going to be like this every game. Fury is just a cut above every team here at the tournament. Nemesis has to stay confident that they're still able to hold their own in the top half. They now are working on offense. Let's see if they're able to keep their patience and keep their composure and punch at least one more in.
So Torby with the disc up the line to Liz Shield.
Not even waiting for the okay.
Pick called. Doesn't affect continuation here, so it stays with Shield. Shield trying to go over the top. Desmond able to pull it down. Sherwood.
Foul called as Sherwood goes for the around throw.
Sherwood with the IO, but too far behind the receiver. Jessica Bearden gets the block for that. And Bearden with the goal.
Great grab from Bearden with pressure. Catching the disc with a little bit of contact from her defender. Really going strong. It's a very nice job here of sealing out that defender. Bringing that pressure in. So, Nemesis, one more opportunity here for an upwind break. Fury with an opportunity to finish it off going downwind. Don't forget to tune in for NGN's coverage of the second round of Power Pools, as San Francisco's Revolver, defending champions, will take on Austin's Double Wide. Two teams that have had a history of great matchups here at the National Championship. Fury in possession. Foul called on the throw.
Go quicker. That's a fast transition.
So Sun with the disc. Up to Nazarov. Nazarov with an open receiver, takes a shot. This one catches that wind and get too far for Alden Fletcher, intended receiver. So Leanne King to pick up the disc for Nemesis. by Maggie Rudin. Upfield to number 41, Christine Turner. Good pressure there. Sun picks up right away. Sherwood. Nazarov. Nazarov looking to break. Foul call on the mark.
Uncontested. A smart foul, as it didn't matter. Cree Howard was wide open on the break side, and Nazarov still finds her just in the corner of the goal. And that is going to wrap it up for Fury as they control this game all the way through. Take it 15-5.
So Fury showing what it takes to win national championships here. They've won 6 consecutive. They're on their way to the 7th. Nemesis providing no challenge for them as they win 15-5. Stay tuned for our coverage. We've got more coverage, 2 more rounds today. Revolver, double wide power pool action coming up next round, and then a pre-quarters game in the mixed division. I'd like to thank our staff here at NGN, Brian Bedore, Akia Odera, Tim Gilligan on camera, Kimber Coles on replay, Vin Bowie, our director, and Kevin Minderhout, executive producer. For Topher Davis, I'm Kyle Weisbrod, and this is NGN.